It's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. During the next 2 hours, our experts will help you with your gardening questions when you call 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. Or come by Milberger's during the show and have your question answered in person. And now it's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. I'm Alex Escobar here with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson. Give us a call at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Well, we have officially had our first freeze of the year, of the winter, and we made it here, so...
Yeah, I guess what did we have? About 5 hours, 6 hours of freeze?
Yeah, I didn't look at it. I meant to look at my phone this morning, but it was cold.
Yeah. Well, I want to alert everybody, don't move too quickly. Some of your plants are showing leaf wilting and damage, and some of them are going to recover if they, normally are like the winter annuals or some of those that are cold tolerant, they'll perk up and be like they'll have no damage. Now, some of the others, I'd be surprised. The tomatoes, I think, are probably going to bite it, and the peppers.
Anything that's warm season probably is gone.
Yeah, because it was pretty serious. That it surprised me a little bit that all my bird baths were frozen, and except for the ones that had recirculating water. So but they'll recover too. But be patient. Give it a little more time. The sun has to kind of hit some of those areas to perk them up.
And it's looking like it's going to be a sunny day today, so hopefully that will help.
I'm sorry?
It's going to be a sunny day all day, so that should definitely help out.
Now, if you've got a greenhouse, too, or if you put some kind of a shelter with, be careful it doesn't overheat.
Yeah.
Because it'll heat up pretty quick.
It'll heat up very quickly. You'd be surprised. Yeah, but it will. So open a window or so. Let the fresh air in.
It looked like I didn't bother covering the cyclamen or anything. It looks like they're not showing any damage. Pansies, at least in my area, are not showing any damage. Stocks, everything looking good.
Yeah, as we look across the area here on all the benches, everything looks pretty good. Mm-hmm. Nice. A couple of plants are kind of wilted, but I don't worry about them.
Lantanas, they're showing that leaf wilt a little bit, but and plumbagos again, but I suspect that both of those will perk up. More likely. Oh yeah, even the Dorfruellia.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, they're lying flat like soldiers.
How about our milkweed over there?
I can see it better than you, and it still looks pretty good. Yeah. I don't see a lot of damage. It looks just the same as it did yesterday.
Maybe some of the blooms will be down, but that's one of the characteristics of the tropical milkweed is that it retains its leaves and its blooms quite long and kind of complicates the encouragement of the migration to the south of the monarchs. Of course, we haven't seen any monarchs in a few days, so maybe they're all on the road or back down in Mexico where it might be a little warmer.
No, I was just thinking, sitting on the beach in Cancun, with the monarch sipping on a little mango margarita.
Well, one of the
enjoyed the warmth.
One of the issues that I'm always interested in is they talk about the problem with the tropical milkweed as it retains its leaves so long in the foliage, and that contributes to its serving as a host to a parasite that attacks the monarch. Now, the question I always ask is, well, where is the tropical milkweed native? And of course, it's the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And why is that not an issue there then?
Mm-hmm.
If their foliage is on there constantly, I suspect, in the Caribbean, and so it should be loaded with those. And I don't know if that. It's not clear to me if the range extends all the way to the Mexican wintering grounds or not. I suspect that we would have heard about that if it had. I am in the pictures of the grounds. They do generally. We don't see the tropical milkweed showing, but so that's just one of the unanswered research questions that's out there.
So they say it in Shakespeare in Love. It's a mystery.
They say what?
It's a mystery.
Oh.
They keep saying that throughout the movie. So.
But it looks like the forecast is for pretty reasonable weather, so it still got a lot of opportunity to plant the winter annuals, the pansies and the violas. Of course, the cyclamen look wonderful. Dianthus, calendula.
And speaking of pansies, pansies are on sale for $5 here at Millburgers.
Oh gosh, yeah, and they look good, nice, a lot of color.
They do.
We will expect them to cruise through the winter. If this is as cold as it's going to get, they won't be affected by it.
And it looks tonight we have a chance of dropping down to 32 degrees again tonight.
Oh, really? Where does it say that?
Yeah, I didn't think so.
According to the NOAA Weather Radio website.
Oh, okay.
Because the Express News had
okay.
Other
who do you believe?
30,
yeah, who are you going to believe, NOAA or the Express News? Well, wait a minute. NOAA's been gutted. Okay. Well, okay. Yeah. We'll accept both of them, both answers.
We'll meet in the middle somewhere.
Judges, yes, we'll accept both answers.
Yeah, that'll be that'll for some sites that'll mean that they will have freezing temperatures.
Yeah, so cold accumulates in valleys and along streams. Low area, any kind of low area, that's where the cold
even
will
in
be.
your yard, I mean, like in my neighborhood, there's a lot of slopes and things, and it really makes a difference if you're in the low part of the yard or the high part of the yard.
And compound with what aspect is it, which direction is it facing. So if that low spot is facing north or east, it's going to get even colder than south or west. Because I was thinking just on the other side of Bart's yard, it goes down on a slope and to a low area, but it's all south facing, so south and west facing.
Well, in my yard, that lower garden area is definitely colder than the upper area.
Yeah.
But every landscape is a little different. You got to live with it. The most challenging thing is to make sure your faucets don't freeze.
Yes.
Now, I didn't leave any. I don't think too many folks left water dripping.
I left my indoor faucet.
Did you?
Dripping. It got so cold I didn't want to go outside to leave the outside dripping. But I did have them all wrapped and the little styrofoam cup over the over the end.
That's what I did. I put some covers on them, but I didn't do any of the dripping. So I hope they all fared well. But I'm sure there'll be the plumbers will be cruising.
Yes,
absolutely. 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. I mean, I'm looking out here at Millburgers. There's a lot of beautiful color. I know your article, it was titled the 12 Months of Color, correct?
Yeah.
I know we touched on that yesterday. Was there anything else in your article that you wanted to touch on that we didn't get a chance to discuss?
Well, of course, there's that topic is so wide that we can talk a lot about the. We mentioned at the beginning of the article that one of the neat challenges, you can have 12 months of color relatively easy because so many plants are available. But you could also complicate or make it more challenging and more fun, maybe, if you complicated it a bit by saying I want all native plants or all xeriscape plants. Or I've seen gardeners too that have sought to have all their flowers, all their colored the same color. You know, so like blue would be pretty challenging. Mm-hmm. We've talked about that in the spring. I think we did.
We're talking about a white garden. I think once upon a time we did.
Yeah, and that is a neat garden too. The white flowers, and then also a lot of folks like perennials, so that once they get planted, they'll be back every year. So. And we talked yesterday about the fall asters and Salvia greggii, and there's a lot of neat perennials that you can use for the 12 months of color. And then we talked about I really haven't seen a lot of. It seems like past years, Mark, more people planted daffodils.
No, maybe maybe we just haven't been the right places in town. I think you probably would see more of them in older places in town. Places that are more mature, like Monte Vista or Tobin Hills or King William or that area. That people may plant them. But as a rule, I would agree with you. I was just thinking about that on the way home, that I hadn't seen a lot of daffodils on the east side. I think you'd see some more of them on the east side. I think you might see some more. But yeah, I love them. So, but hey, that's my heritage. You know, I like any kind of bulbs or rhizome or corms. So
yeah, they are very attractive. Now we have one of the neatest things is rain lilies. They're kind of unpredictable because they're related to the moisture, and they haven't made a great show this year with the.
I think I seen them once. That had a good show.
Yeah.
This past year.
They're kind of in the same league as our what's Milton's favorite
well, he likes the oxblood lilies.
I like oxblood too, but that is a kind of a short bloom but a spectacular bloom, and once they're established, boy, they're really tough. They come back, and they can put up with a lot of rain or almost no rain, and if you planted them in the sun and they get kind of covered by the shade, well, they kind of move move into the sun a little bit. But yeah, they're a good plant.
But what was Milton? I was trying to think of what.
Oh, the one that's related to the rain.
Oh. No, he likes Cenisos. Is that Cenizo?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the ongoing, my disbelief and his belief with the Cenizo. and I've almost accepted the faith of the Cenizo, but not quite. I'm still holding out.
Well, that would be an interesting landscape where you sought 12 months of color, but you relied on the short bloom period plants. For instance, the Cenizo and the fall asters, and
I'm trying to think of some other ones.
Yeah,
and spider lilies, they have a short one,
and daffodils. Yeah. And the rain lilies that are kind of unpredictable, but that'd be kind of fun because you would have your phone camera ready because you go from having nothing, no blooms, to being a covered
2 to 3 weeks at most color, and I'm thinking at daffodils in particular. But what else? Just there seems to be a whole host where they just come up and bloom and go away. Then, hopefully for another day.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's a great background. And then the other thing is you can have the 12 months of color, and you can also have a outstanding wildlife habitat situation, and it can even be pretty orderly. You can have a wildlife habitat that's really thick with cover, or you can have one that's fairly disciplined but still has plenty of attraction for the birds.
Yeah, I would think a couple of good shrubs. You could have maybe some orderly shrubs like a dwarf yopon or Chinese holly, kind of compact.
How about our tough modern roses?
That would be a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, you got about 10 or 12 choices there, and they bloom over a long period. I was just noticing in my landscape of the Lady Banks roses, they only bloom. They're another short bloom.
I was going to say that's another good example.
Yeah, 3 or 4 weeks. But gosh, the birds rely on them. They're so thick, and if they're relatively close to feeders or other cover, they'll have constant movement of the birds, and they'll even have if they're a little way not in the main traffic area, they'll have quite a few. They'll support birds' nests too, because they're really thick. It's amazing some of those shrubs that you can walk by them and park by them, and you suddenly notice, well, there's, or in the fall, you notice when the leaves fall off, you say, well, there's 2 nests, and there are 2 nests in there they raise. Cardinals or mockingbirds or
little birds. I always think like chickadees or sparrows or titmouse, all that kind of stuff.
They they like
little ones.
They like houses quite a bit, but there are a lot of them that will nest in those thickets, and then don't have to be very high in the air to do well too.
All right then. Well, give us a call at 210-308-8867. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Give us a call at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. I touched before a little bit on what we have for sale here at Millburgers. I know we already talked about the pansies on sale, 4 for $5. We also have some interior plants, including monsteras, bromeliads, and ferns, and many more. They're on sale 15% off. And as well, we have some perennials on sale, including salvias, fall aster, and lantanas, on sale for $6.88.
We got A lot of those perennials you mentioned are just in front of us here at the porch. There also is that collection of different sizes of that maple that fascinates gardeners. They love it, but it's certainly not an easy thing to grow, Mark.
Not easy to grow in San Antonio. What we're talking about is a Japanese maple, and they come in a lot of different species and varieties, particularly with the leaf shape. That's kind of the key characteristic. If you planted them in a sheltered place, particularly if you didn't have western exposure, so maybe you have a little walled garden or something, or maybe on the north or east side of the house, you could get away with planting them. They planted quite a few along the Riverwalk, and we always knew when August was because the Japanese maple and the red buckeye, the true buckeye, not the Mexican buckeye, the red buckeye, would always start to defoliate a little bit and get some brown spots.
They don't like our 100-degree full sun.
No. They are used to northern Korea and China and Japan, hence the name Japanese maple. Nice, cool weather. Think Pacific Northwest. That's what they would prefer.
How about the
but we
the
could
soil?
grow them here.
Soil.
Yeah. They'll tolerate a kind of a neutral to acidic. Not they don't necessarily have to have acidic soil, so they'll tolerate our alkaline soils. Not alkaline clays, not heavy clays. But if you had a somewhat neutral soil, maybe modified with a little organic matter, they'll do quite fine with that. Like that. So you may have to add some organic matter or peat every once in a while.
How much watering is involved?
Again, they like more like the Pacific Northwest. So if you had a small enclosed area, then that would be a great place because you can give it
courtyards. I've seen
courtyards.
Really nice
it
ones.
Would be the perfect location. They're not going to get very big. 12 feet maybe, 12 by 8 at the most. But they will require a little bit more watering. But then you can mulch them a little bit more, and that will take care of that.
Yeah. I guess they're not on sale, Alex, are they? Then?
No, they are not.
I already asked earlier today of that, but they are something to really consider. If you have a small landscape or an enclosed landscape with some walls or something like that, it would be really nice, or maybe a slope. Like sloping down to a creek or so, you could plant a couple of these, maybe with some rock design as well. They would look very nice.
Are they the ones that have been planted through the years on the Riverwalk? Are they surviving?
Oh, yes. Some of them where they have been more protected, and by more protected, what I mean is from the sun, not necessarily cold. Mm-hmm. They'll tolerate snow. You never have to worry about cold on them. It's the heat and the sun. So those ones along the Riverwalk are still okay, but their population has diminished because they just don't like San Antonio 100-degree temperatures. It's not for them.
Yeah. I don't blame them.
But it is something to think about. We have a nice selection here of the Japanese maple. Now, these are only one variety, and like I said, they do come in other varieties. And it's basically based on their leaf shape. So some are more full, some are more cut leaf. And these happen to be a little bit more cut leaf, the ones that we have here. So it is. I wouldn't count them out, but they are designed for a specific location.
Very nice. So
so know what you're getting into if you do. They might be worth it if you have the reasonable site to plant them, and they're attractive.
Yeah, they are. They are red. They'll have a reddish foliage and some small red flowers, like most red maples do. And then, of course, in the fall, they'll have a red foliage as well.
How about the now maples? This it's not an area that we see a lot of maples growing. What other maples are
I'm glad you asked that, Calvin. So we have big tooth maples up in the hill country, Lost Maples State Park. So that is one that's grandidentatum. That's one species. But there's a brand new interest, a lot of interest, in the Mexican sugar maple. Yes, a true sugar maple, but this is from Mexico, and there's a lot of recent interest in bringing that. We've had a couple places in the Fair Oaks, I know of one that's doing outstanding, really beautiful. There is some of the academic institutions are kind of interested in those too, trying to find out more. So we're trying to get more of those out of Mexico. At least some
available
of the seed.
Here at Milberger's?
Well, they're not quite available in the area, but they're moving that direction. Okay. So keep an eye out for that Mexican sugar maple.
What happened to those the maple?
The Changsha?
Yeah.
They weren't. They're still good, but they weren't.
I planted one and it didn't last long.
Yeah, they didn't. How should I say this? They didn't come. They weren't as successful as it was promoted to be. So, like you said, you planted one, it didn't make it. So a lot of those across the central part of the state, they were planted, and they just didn't do as well as what was promised. So they kind of fell out of favor.
So if there's any of our listeners out there that have any of the maples, and especially those that have survived, let us know. I know some of my neighbors had some of the.
So a lot of the big box stores have red maples. Occasionally you'll see a silver maple in the store, and then about 30, 40 years ago, you would have seen them in neighborhoods. And I know the exact neighborhoods where they currently are and currently dying. So
you can plant them right close to the loblollies out there, and then, you could bet on which one would die first. Because now they don't like the loblollies. Don't like our basic soil or alkaline soil, and I guess most of the maples. That's part of
that's part of it. Even they say, the red maple can tolerate neutral at best, and more importantly, silver maple and red maple are known as swamp maples.
What's a swamp maple?
Swamp maple. Well, you have sugar maples, black maple, maples that are more on an upland site, whereas silver and reds tend to be in low areas. They're going to get wet in the spring, so you just go red maples, silver maples in San Antonio. It's one of those things where you go, why? Well, they grew quickly, it died quickly.
Yeah, so I've never seen one that's lasted very long.
What's the average lifespan for a maple tree?
15, 20 years, maybe.
Oh gosh, he's so optimistic about trees.
Yeah, just like you said, I would go with the peach tree.
Yeah.
I said 12 years, 12, 15 years.
Well,
and then the guy goes, 8.
Well, I remember a few years back when one of our neighbors did a pretty good job in landscape, but he couldn't resist planting. He had on a slope, and he planted a nice grove of loblolly pines.
Yeah.
And it got to be quite it was humorous if you weren't him, because he was devoted to him. But okay, how many will die this year? And
hey, we're taking bets, Charlie.
Yeah, which ones are first? We could have put the bets on which one would
do a little square. A little square with a tree in the middle of each one of the squares. Yeah, let's bet. Pick a square, everybody.
But this is not a place to plant things that are sensitive about acid soil. Mm-hmm. Now, when we talk about blueberries, we deal and some of the blooms. We deal with that. Some of those that are sensitive to acid soils, we generally rely on containers to have an artificial soil situation and well drained. Even some folks have collected the rainwater so that they have a less alkaline water source too.
Now I have found in my travels when I was with the Forest Service and even with saws, there's a few places in this area which have sandy enough soils where you probably could go in the ground with them. And that's south of Seguin. There's a small area of almost pure sand. And then there's a couple of spots in southern Bexar County which are pretty sand, or have white sand. They're pretty neutral. I'm not going to say they're acidic, but they're going to be neutral soils in that. If you're in that area, you can try some of the blueberries. Let's see, it's Tiff
Blue.
Tiff Blue is the recommended one. I don't know of any new varieties, just that one.
Now they are a bit of a challenge even to grow. That would be interesting too if you're a gardener that has had some real success with Tiff Blue. I grew some. They lasted about 2 or 3 years. Now, the production was not great. Now, of course, when I had my peach orchard in East Texas, that was a different story. Because they did pretty well there, especially when you planted them in kind of the low areas, a swamp plant basically. So, but that was kind of interesting, and of course blueberries are wonderful if you can.
So that's right. I grew up in some of the high blueberry production in all of Michigan, in western Michigan. That's where it's all concentrated. So you may be driving along a highway, and all of a sudden you have acres and acres and acres of blueberries.
What always amazed me about Michigan was the cherries. They grew. There were quite a bit of cherries produced.
Tart cherry, the capital of the United States, up in Traverse City. Sorry, Traverse City. Traverse City, Petoskey, Charlevoix, Boyne Mountain. Those areas there. Those cherries, and particularly tart cherries for cooking.
Yeah,
that's what they were. Mainly, they could grow mainly those.
And they're a very attractive plant too. Now, what is? Let's see. What's our do we have Now, we have gardeners, I know, that especially folks that have moved from other areas always come to the nursery looking for cherries.
Yeah, I know. And why I'm laughing, I'm going, yeah. No, this is not cherry. They need colder weather. In fact, you can grow cherries, Montmorency cherries, all the way into Canada. So, no, this is not. Give me some peaches. Give me some citrus. Give me some figs. This is
blackberries.
Blackberries. I was thinking about that the other because I got some blackberries this morning.
Oh, nice.
At the HEB. So, yeah, blackberries, lots of fruit.
Yeah, they're relatively easy to grow, and very productive if you pick the right varieties and you manage them. You have to.
I'm like laughing on the management. Yeah. What's the main management, Calvin?
It's pruning back the foliage after the crop is harvested, and they have a few thorns on them. So
very fun.
It's not. It's kind of like pruning roses.
Yeah, you're going in. Big gloves, long sleeve shirts, long pants.
You got to be prepared.
You got to be prepared.
All right. 210-308-8867. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Alex Escobar with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson. We're out here at Millburgers, located at Loop 1604 on Bulverde Road. It's a nice sunny day. It's starting to warm up. Still a little cool out here. I noticed some of the vegetables are moved or put away from last night, correct?
Yeah, we still got, we have some wonderful lettuce transplants there, and the spinach. We still have some spinach. I bought a bunch of it yesterday.
That's right.
Plant.
Are there's certain types of vegetables that are a little more tolerant to freezing temperatures or to low cold?
Oh yeah, those vegetable greens are generally pretty tolerant. I noticed that the Swiss chard over there, that bright light Swiss chard in the large containers in the 1 gallon, they are affected by that cold weather and the wind, but they'll perk up.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't look as spiffy as they did yesterday. The Swiss chard.
I was just looking at that. I was also looking at what pine trees we still have, or living Christmas trees. I was just looking at.
What do we have left?
We still have Aleppo and stone pine, and we still have those cute little rosemaries that are trimmed into Christmas tree shapes. So anyway, I was just looking at those.
Yeah, now the rosemaries, you could put those in in a container, or leave them in a container, and use it for, of course, for your. A lot of folks use it in a lot of recipes.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, a lot of if you have a porch, a little sunny porch or a little courtyard that has a little bit more sun, they'll work out really well.
Yeah, you don't need a lot of rosemary. I mean,
no.
One plant for the whole neighborhood, maybe. If it was just cooking.
Yeah.
But the good news is it's a very attractive plant, and these look especially good because they, as Mark mentioned, they've been pruned into a Christmas tree shape. But they'll be blooming. They probably should be blooming.
They should be blooming in the next couple of weeks. That's another reason why I was looking at them.
No blooms yet.
They should be blooming. But, a couple more weeks.
So,
but anyway, So I just had to say that's where I was.
Yeah. What if somebody, Mark, on those pines, what would you recommend in terms of what kind of a habitat should they be thinking about, or what is a good option?
Pine, the general rule is always full sun.
Full sun?
More full sun.
How much space?
The Aleppo should have a nice 20 by 20 or width, 20 all the way around. Of course, it's going to be about 40 to 45 feet. Now, the stone pine, it's going to have that big, wide canopy, so it's going to have a little bit more. And it's going to become a larger tree, so you want a little bit more room. So, yeah, we're 25, 35 feet square is good location. So, not a small house, maybe not one of our newer houses, newer landscapes. Yeah. Maybe an older landscape, but that would be really good.
Can they handle those slopes that we talked about?
Oh, yeah. So, particularly with Italian stone pine, think of Tuscany. See those pictures of Tuscany? Those slopes. Yeah, that's what they would like.
They would
really like that. Yeah.
Yeah, they really make an interesting addition to a landscape. What in the world is that?
So I have a dream. There's a couple of little communities on Babcock, way out on Babcock, and steep hills. And a lot of them are Tuscan-type homes. I'm like, I'd love to build, when I win the lottery, of course.
Yes.
I'd love to build an Italian Tuscan home with big Italian stone pines and some Arizona cypress to give me that look.
Now, of course, the Arizona cypress is
on a slope.
Yeah, it's pretty native. You got, I guess we qualify it as a native. It depends on your definition. It's a lot of. How many actually are native of Texas? You think the Arizona cypress species?
I think you'd have to go way out and the Guadalupe Mountains and Chisos Mountains. There may be a few in Big Bend.
Yeah,
but I'm thinking a little further west.
But there's like the selections. There's 8 or 9 selections.
Yes, so they've done a lot of work on that. The landscape architects want a more formal, narrower, and then also we're working on maybe a little less silver because they're well known to have very silvery, gray silvery, gray blue foliage. So some people want more gray silver, and some people want less. So the breeders were trying to find those.
And of course, that's a great addition if you're looking for bird habitat.
Again, we're talking about that close canopy.
Yeah, and a lot of birds like to nest in there, and of course, it's seek shelter and look through it for insects. It's quite attractive and drought tolerant. They don't seem to be fazed by our erratic weather. But I've got one that I planted as a living Christmas tree. I don't remember how many years ago, at least 15. And it's about 30 foot tall now. Mm-hmm. And it, of course, doesn't have a lot of space. I planted it relatively close to red oak and a big live oak. But it's finding its way.
Yeah. Up through the canopy.
Yeah.
And it's still retaining that conical shape for the most part.
Oh, yeah. And it's and then I get the Deodar cedar. That's another living Christmas tree. That is very attractive and kind of an interesting plant to have in a San Antonio landscape too. Did we determine we have some, didn't we?
We have some. In fact, we have some unusual ones here. I was told, and I asked repeatedly, they are in a smaller container, about number 7 or number 10, and they are dwarf Deodar cedars.
Huh.
So So they're not going to get much bigger than that, about 10 feet.
What kind of shape?
Then probably a narrow, conical shape, kind of open. So for those who don't know, deodar cedar tends to have layers. And so it would probably be kind of open and about that shape. So
yeah, mine kind of looks like the wind, or like it would be over a cliff in Monterey, California, or someplace. Yeah.
So think about that. And so I haven't seen them with my own eyes, but I asked twice, and they said this is what they were. So we have some deodar cedars, and they are rather special.
Let's if we remember, let's.
I may have to walk back there after the show and find it.
Take a look at them. They're kind of interesting because that a lot of they are. Well, I was thinking they're very close looking, like a spruce. I guess when it's tough to grow spruce here, so anything that has needles.
Yeah, it's certainly not the same needles. So, deodar cedar needles and blue spruce needles are entirely different. But kind of that layered look. Now, the deodar is going to be more open. It's not going to be a tight canopy like the blue spruce. Yeah. But, again, I would like to have some open area for it to really fully develop. Because I think it is kind of a majestic tree when it starts getting big.
Now these the pines that we got over there, how large are they now? Are they in the number 3 container?
They're in number 3.
Number 3.
Yes.
Number 3. Okay, yeah. So they're maybe what, 4 feet tall?
They're about 3.
3 feet tall.
About 3 feet tall.
Okay, so that would be kind of might be kind of fun. If you got a youngster that wants to plant it, it's different and it's small enough that they could grow up with them.
Yeah, I was going to say, and pine trees generally have a little bit faster growth. Of course, when you provide them water at the right time of year, and so that would be something. I would like to have that Aleppo pine. I think I'd go with the Aleppo on that. Have a 5-year-old child and plant it, and watch them grow up together.
Yeah, that's cool.
You're saying that the right time of year to water. What's the recommended, or what do you mean by that?
When I teach the classes for the young, intrepid arborists, before they take their tests, I remind them that different trees have different watering requirements, both in the amount and when they are watered. Evergreens tend to need less water, but more on a consistent basis throughout the year. Mm-hmm. So think of a bell curve, but it's long and flat. Whereas deciduous trees are going to be a big, tall bell curve over the months of April, May, June, and then again in September and October. So those are you want to make sure you have water applied to the trees at those period of time. Now this is post establishment. Again, if you're planting a tree, you want to have small amounts consistent over the root ball for up to 3 years. Generally 2 is okay, but 3. And then after that, deciduous is, you want to make sure you're going to have it in February, March, April, May, and then a little bit more throughout the year. Whereas deciduous, you want large amounts at the appropriate time of year.
All right, then. Well, we're going to take a quick break. We've got one more hour on our show. Give us a call at 210.
I think we're going to hear from David Rodriguez to talk about his
I believe so, yes.
class that he's going to teach.
David Rodriguez, 210-308-8867. We'll be back with Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
We're back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. Come out to visit or call us at 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. And now back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 930 AM The Answer.
Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 930 AM The Answer. Alex Escobar with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson. Got another hour out here at Milberger's. Give us a call at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Hopefully in a little bit we'll be hearing from David Rodriguez.
Yeah, David is going to teach a class on fruit trees, I think next Saturday.
Yeah. Well, he just did it yesterday at the Rainbow Gardens on Thousand Oaks by my old house. And so I was going to stop in, and then I went, oh, no, I come here instead and then do what I'm supposed to before the show. And then all of a sudden he gave Calvin and I a call, or text rather, and said he'd be calling up, talk about his fruit tree presentation that he may do again. He may do another one here.
Oh, okay. I thought it was...
No. He had already done it, but he may be doing another one here. Oh, you gave me the high sign. Do you know when?
Yes, and then we can also hear from him. David Rodriguez is on the line right now. So, David, welcome. How are we doing today?
Good. Very blessed. Thank you. Happy New Year's, everybody.
Happy New Year's.
Hey, David.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Calling in to a radio show this morning at beautiful Milberger's Landscape Nursery on 1604 on Bulverde Road. I'll be there Saturday.
This Saturday, okay. Yeah, I had heard you on the other radio show and said you were going to be yesterday. You're going to be at Rainbow Gardens. So
yeah. So we're on my Saturday tour list right now. So we're focusing, of course, January, February on fruit tree. Great month. The nurseries or the independent family nurseries are bringing in a great selection of appropriate fruit trees for San Antonio and in and around the area. And so we'll be there live next Saturday at 10. It's free.
What time is it?
10 a.m. 10 a.m.
10 a.m., okay.
Yes, sir.
10 a.m. Are you going to be in the little auditorium? Not the auditorium, but the little place in the back?
If the weather's like this now, Mark, I would say yes. We've been in the little hut right there next to y'all when it's been rainy and cold. But I think the weather, who knows from one day to the next, right? But, yeah, as far as I know, Mary and the staff always do a great job setting it up for us. And, fruit trees, we'll, talk from peaches, apricots, apples, plums, berries, grapes, and so forth. It's amazing how many different types of fruit and edibles we can grow, and then all of a sudden, we're running out of time. Any questions? So it'll be fun.
Yeah. What was I going to ask? Will you be handing out any kind of literature? That's a leading question.
Well, that's a good question, Mark. We just moved into the Bexar County Greenie's Urban Farm. Y'all need to go by about 2 weeks ago, and I want y'all guys to go by. Give me a little time. We got a lot of things to do. It's really going to be 3 to 5 years, but I think, Mark, you and Calvin are going to be so surprised because this is the best-looking extension office in the state. And,
will we be jealous of remembering how it used to be?
I wouldn't say jealous, just proud of what we have and what we're going to grow it into. It's for the citizens of Bexar County and education, of course. And so I'm excited. But, so back to your question. Literature, we have a little hiccup trying to get the internet set up and the printer. So I might ask Peter to print some stuff
okay.
out.
Well, there you go. So I do have the copy of our old one that we've been using for the last couple of years.
Okay.
And I may just make some for you. How about that?
That would be very nice.
Okay.
Thank you. Please.
Make some copies of that. And you know which one it is. So
yes, and Milberger's Landscape Nursery has always done an excellent job over the years supporting extension to master gardeners and the educational outreach efforts with literature like that. And, of course, Texas Superstar plants and appropriate plants. And so it'll be exciting next Saturday. So if you're a newbie to Texas or San Antonio or experienced a fruit grower or you have some challenge or you want to add to your home a fruit orchard or you got some property, this will be a great seminar next Saturday at Milberger's at 10.
Excellent. We do have a few other questions for you before you go.
Please.
Well, and I want to thank you for being in that process to pick the rodeo tomato. And I appreciate that article you wrote to describe the selection. And my column will be use a lot of the information you provided will be for next Saturday.
Perfect.
And then we have the classes scheduled, of course, the 21st and the 28th of February.
Okay.
Now,
Peter has all the tomatoes on booking. So during the rodeo time frame, Milberger's will have every week a fresh shipment of the 2026 rodeo tomatoes. So that's good.
All right.
You will?
So that's why I was inundated. Peter has them booked. According to David, we'll have to pin Peter down. Pin him on the
they're
ground.
Booked. They're already.
The
grower will have them.
I know.
So I was inundated by some phone calls of people going, "Can we get, or do you know if the rodeo tomatoes will be available on or before the 11th?" And I went, I don't know.
Depends. It depends. If the grower has some ready, he'll cut them loose. Definitely.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So I use that exact words. So I feel good. I feel confident.
Well, can you believe it, David? We got tomato plants here in the greenhouse already from some of the old rodeo tomatoes and some of our favorites, Tycoon and
look at that,
all the Ruby Crush and all those. And David emphasized it in his article about the just like I do, the too cold to plant them in the garden right now, but that's what potting up is all about.
That's correct. And unless you live down in the valley, you can probably go direct. But 2 weeks ago when we had that spring-like weather, people will probably be planting all those right now. So it's hard to get them on the right track.
Hey, David, can we ask you, what is your, have you got a favorite peach?
Favorite peach?
A peach variety that gardeners in the San Antonio area will be most likely to be successful with? Yeah,
Larry and I have agreed in it for Bexar County and just around this vicinity. We're sold on La Feliciana, and then a sport of that is John Fanick peach. And then, but it depends if you're north, south, west, east. And
how about Florida King? You like that?
Florida King, if it doesn't bloom too early, but it's a sweet one, yes.
Yeah, that's the one I've had the most success with, and but the other ones you mentioned too are good ones. All right, I just wanted to throw out that those we'll have here at Milberger's eventually.
Oh yeah.
I had some conflicting information. So they didn't know whether it's going to be in a couple of weeks or more than a couple of weeks where they'll be having their fruit trees come in. So I'm going to ask again when they think they're going to be coming in. But I'm glad that you're going to be coming in next Saturday and doing a program.
But Milberger's and a lot of the good nurseries bring in a good selection of fruit. It was always January through March, but they start bringing in shipments as early as October, November. So they got good inventory, and then newer arrivals will be filling or varietals that they're still needing will be coming in through the rest of the month and next month as well. So they should have it. And do me a favor, check on that Southern Sensation seedless grape. Let's see if they have them in inventory.
Okay, we had some in the fall, I checked.
Okay.
But I haven't checked recently. And I was going to check.
I've got
listening to you yesterday on that other radio station.
Great.
I've got two more questions, if you don't mind, David.
Yes, sir.
Number one, when's the next Master Gardener class going to be recruited for?
We'll start probably April, May. We've been promoting it, advertising it early April, May, and then we try to get all the applicants in by July.
Is it a waiting list already, or
No, we haven't promoted it yet. And
okay.
then we started in the fall. We started in the fall, and it'll be class number 69, if you can believe that. And then there'll be the lucky class 69 will be the first Bexar County Master Gardener class to be held at the Bexar County Greenies Urban Farm. So awesome!
For that at your new garden.
Yeah, it's a new office and garden. Yes, sir.
Yeah, cool. And that was the other question I had. When was that? When do you think you guys will be moving out there?
No, we're out there now.
Oh,
we're out there. Yes, we've been out there.
So are you out there in the open, or you got buildings and everything?
No. This has been a 12-year journey. Calvin and Mark, we have a very beautiful office, and then the farm is 2 greenhouses, a barn, an outdoor kitchen, a bunch of beautiful raised beds of assorted sizes, and a field to do other plantings of vegetables. And then Larry and I in the back, this time next year, we'll do a fruit orchard back there too. And then we just hired a new agriculture agent that's going to be renamed Urban Agriculture Agent. So we'll be doing poultry, goats, rabbits, turkey, small animal husbandry. And then Molly Keck, our entomologist, and I will be going back in April, and we'll be doing bees. So, my goal, and it's going to take 3 to 5 years to really get us where we need to be. But my goal is to have the premier urban farm in the nation, and I think we have the ability to do that.
Sounds exciting.
And
I want to get y'all out there maybe in April or May just to check it out.
Okay. That was my question, is a thumbnail sketch, and you cover that. Where it's located, who's going to be out there, what's all included. So it's off of Walters and 35. To the left off of Waters is Fort Sam. The entrance is Fort Sam Easton Military Base. And it just inside Walters, the opposite main road where we're going to do the parade tomorrow, the walk tomorrow. And then it's right there. We're next to the railroad tracks, 10 acres. And it's right behind a young men's academy. So it's easy to get to, and it's a Bexar County facility. So from Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, it's open to the public. It's open to the public. And we're just starting to plant. We've started Irish potatoes, onions, cilantro. We have a bed of Crawford reseeding lettuce I'm trying to grow just to collect seeds. And much, 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 much more coming.
Great.
So that's good. Yeah. So I'll be asking you to do a little video with me for Go Gardening videos, but
let's do it.
We'll wait till you get all settled, and then when things start coming up and popping up, we'll give you a phone call.
There's so much in my head right now that
I know,
but it's going to take us time to do all this, of course. Right?
Yeah, you're getting kind of old too, David. So don't overdo it.
Yeah. I had a young fella at one of the youth centers at Randolph this week say, "Sir, why is your hair so white?"
Well, that sounds exciting. Thank you, David.
Yeah.
And,
All right.
We'll expect you next week, next Saturday.
Yeah,
here
we'll
at
see y'all
Millburgers.
10 a.m. next Saturday at Millburgers Landscape Nursery. Thank you guys for all y'all do.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, David.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
All right, thank you, David. Give us a call, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Looking forward to that class next week, and then also looking forward to the rodeo tomato classes that, Calvin, you're going to be hosting in February. One on the 21st here at Millburgers. And you can sign up for that class. The first 35 who sign up, they'll receive a potted tomato, correct?
Potted up to a rodeo tomato, yeah.
To sign up.
The article will provide a lot of the information about the potting up tomatoes next Saturday. And the phone number, what number should they call?
The phone number for the 21st, which will be here at Millburgers, is to call 210-497-3760, 210-497-3760. You also have another class on the 28th, the following Saturday. That's going to be at the Education Resource Center. The number to call for that one is 210-382-4455, 210-382-4455.
All right. Sounds good.
It sounds
now,
great.
Is Mary?
Yeah,
Mary is here.
was like wandering around patiently waiting.
Yeah. Well, we've had David. We had an exciting conversation with him, and we have the potential with Mary, who's kind of manages the certified butterfly garden here at Millburgers, and we were hoping to get a report on the butterflies situation
absolutely.
right now.
Yeah, a couple minutes.
Are you? What's your action now? I guess with the freeze, we haven't seen much action today or the last couple of days.
I think I just saw a painted lady fly by, but today. But it's warming up.
Yeah, wishful thinking. Yes, it is. Hopefully, it won't freeze tonight.
Yeah, it's supposed to be literally 30 something.
35 is what I've seen, but there's a lot of different predictions.
Yep.
You know, one of the things we talk about, people. I don't know how many gardeners. I think if you're a gardener, you realize this, but in San Antonio, you can kind of count on butterflies 12 months out of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, proof was this week. I mean, I saw fritillaries flying around and queen butterflies still flying around. The sulfurs were around, and the pipevine swallowtail.
Oh, that's one that would interest me. The pipevine I hadn't seen in a while.
It was interested in the pansies. It was all over the pansies. Yeah.
They look like a lot like the black swallowtails, but their feeding habits are, well, I guess the nectar feeding is just basically the same as the black, but they do their egg laying on a different, completely different situation.
Yeah, totally different. Yeah, they lay on the pipevines.
Yeah, and then we haven't seen any black swallowtails for a while. But
no, haven't seen any of those.
Okay, they're the ones, of course, that favor the all the herbs in the
right,
in
the
garden.
parsley, the dill, the fennel.
Yeah,
and
which we have here.
Yeah, and also the it's one other herb they like, but I can't think of it right now. But
yeah, they're pretty common, and then they also like horse herb too. I mean, they get nectar from the horse herb.
Oh yeah, nectar maybe, but
yeah,
it's not a host plant.
Oh no, they don't host that. What now is blooming in the certified butterfly garden, Mary?
Right now, it's all the pansies that I planted that the squirrels didn't dig up, and then I have that the milkweed still blooming, the tropical, yeah, that's still blooming in there. some of the horse herb is blooming, and walking in. Oh, goodness. Can't think of the other one.
Okay. Have you, now tell us a little bit about a certified butterfly garden. How do you get this? Who gives you the certification?
It was the National Butterfly, I guess, Association or Foundation. They awarded us that. We had to have, certain food type plants in there, like the passion vine, and the milkweed. Milkweed was the main one.
Yeah. Now the passion vine is for the fritillaries, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. And then and let's see, you mentioned the queens. Of course, the queens are like the same things the monarchs do.
Right. They like the milkweeds.
Yeah.
And I also plant parsley a lot of times in the garden because of the black swallowtails. Yeah.
Have you met Alex?
We've met a couple of times,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Coming in, saying hello, yes.
Still getting to know each other.
Yes.
Okay, so anything else you can give us? Let's see. Right now, well, we got a lot of things blooming here. What plants that are blooming now would we see the most action on these winter annuals, do you think?
Oh, the dianthus. A lot of the butterflies like the dianthus.
Yeah, that's right.
And the pansies.
Red admirals, I would see.
I see them on there a lot.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. A little guy here.
Yeah, I think that one's. That one's the painted lady.
Okay, so there. See, they are faithful to us. They,
Yes, they
heard we were talking about the butterflies, and so they sent a representative in to check us out.
Awesome.
I get the lantanas are pretty much quit blooming. Well, there's some blooms over there, aren't they?
Yeah, there's a few blooms.
And now, how about the yellow and gold blooming? Help me on that. I need the
calendula.
Yeah, calendula. I always see quite a few butterflies on them in my garden.
Yeah, I see a few on them.
Yeah. Any regular species that you can identify that's on there?
Well, I think I saw the sulfur visiting it, and the admiral visited it a little bit.
Okay, so they're good choice. Pansies, not really the greatest butterfly plants, I don't think. What do you think?
Well, I did see the pipevine swallowtail on them.
Oh, that's that too. If it'd be worthwhile if you can get that pipevine swallowtail in the wintertime there with on pansies.
I've seen little butterflies on the pansies too.
Violas too?
Not as much on the viola.
Okay. All right. Any questions, Mark or
nope. So
Alex?
I just can't. I always can't. I seldom remember which flower goes to which host flower goes to which butterfly. So, thanks, Mary, for helping out. Because I'm always like, oh, look at that passion flower. Now, what butterfly goes there?
Gulf Fertility.
Yeah, Gulf Fertility.
Yep.
So, anyway, thanks.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you so much, Mary.
Can we ask one more question? How do we determine? Now we usually have a good mix of milkweeds, including a lot of the native milkweeds. How does Milberger's select those? Is it just kind of cruise through the suppliers to see what's available?
Right, and what mostly we get is the tuberosa and the tropical.
Yeah.
And that's usually the ones that the growers have. It's hard to find anything other than that.
Yeah. Now the tuberosa is the butterfly weed.
Thank you, Mary. We're going to take a quick break real quick, but we'll be right back with Milberger's Gardening South
Thanks,
Texas
Mary.
on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Millburgers Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Close. Give them some space. Give them like 3 feet on each side.
3 feet?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. All right, that's awesome.
So, and plant a variety. Don't just plant one homogeneous line. That's always what I always recommend. Yeah. Sager species, plant a little bit different. So, 2s and 3s. 2 of one species, 3 of another, or something like that. Yeah.
All right, we're back to Millburgers Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Your thing on the air. Okay.
Give us a call at 210-308-8867. We had a customer here at Millburgers, came to ask some questions about getting some.
So, yeah, he lives down in King William. And so the first thing I'm going to go, well, he's probably got some shade issues.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, he had some trees he wanted to get rid of, and then other ones to provide some privacy.
Mm-hmm.
And then since I live down in Lavaca, I know what of he speaks. And so he had some plants, some suggestions written down, and he read them to us. Xylosma. Pride of Houston, Yopon, Japanese ligustrum, and then one other, I can't remember. And then Calvin and I made some suggestions. I said, there are some other hollies, and then some viburnum. And we had some sweet viburnum here. Sandaco is going to be a little big.
A lot of good holly choices.
Yeah. So Skyline, Oakleaf, they had Will Fleming, and I thought Will Fleming was weeping, but it's an upright one. Will Fleming was a horticulturalist out of the Houston area, and he made some selections for different types of. I thought he did a weeping Yopon, but this one was columnar. Maybe it was a redbud. Maybe it was a weeping redbud that I'm thinking of. But anyway, those are all good choices.
Yeah.
On that, hollies would be our first choice. The reason is there's been a lot of like the red tip photinias and Indian hawthorns over the years, and they've all had problems. But the hollies seem to be do well year after year after year.
And they're tolerant of limited sun and disciplined growers, most of them.
Yeah, and that's another reason why I like them. So,
all right.
So that's so. Hey, if you have a question, you can call in or come right to the porch and get your answer right away.
Come on down to Millburgers. We're located off of Loop 1604 in Bulverde Road. And give us a call at 210-308-8867. Yes, before the break, we were talking with Mary about
the butterflies. And of course,
see a few right over here.
Yeah, they accommodated us
again.
As
soon as we say something on the radio, it happens. Calvin had some
foxes.
He never saw a fox, and sure enough, this past week he saw a gray fox.
Yeah. So. And it's worthwhile for a trip to Millburgers just to see what's blooming here, and the addition of all those shrubs and those hollies that were talked about. There's a lot to look for. You know what's there that I like? It's kind of an old-fashioned pittosporum.
Yeah,
I like.
Yeah.
I've got have a relatively large one. Grows in my landscape, and I've added 2 more kind of drifts of them. And the reason I like them is the blooms they don't bloom a long time in the spring, but they're fragrant and very attractive for a few weeks. And then, of course, it's an evergreen.
Do you like the variegated or the solid green?
No, I don't like the variegated.
Yeah, I don't either.
I like the
solid green.
That dark green. And of course, the birds love them.
Yeah,
they're very, very dense. And
they're good. We thought there were some some freeze issues with them. But when we had a freeze, you just prune out the dead stuff, and the plant keeps growing. So a little deformity, a little holes here and there, but
you know what the miniature.
The Wheeler's dwarf.
That one is a little less. I'm less fond of that one because I think that one is more sensitive to the weather and drought.
I'm kind of like laughing and smiling. Yeah. It's not as strong. Bless its heart, it's not strong. There's a lot of problems with that one. So go with the standard on the Pittosporum. And that's all I have to say about that.
So the weather is kind of warmed up a bit, and we're getting more visitors here to the nursery.
Mm-hmm.
Seem to have a squeaky chair.
So I didn't get. I had a little trouble hearing. David, what was our report on the fruit tree delivery, Marty? Is it
So he actually went around the issue. He never answered the question fully. So I said, what I heard from some of the staff here is that it was going to maybe be a little later in February than what we're used to. But he never really answered that. He said, usually we have deliveries in January and February, and we usually have a good selection. And he didn't finish it up. So we may have to pin Peter down a little bit more on when it's going to be. But, hey, David's going to be here next week.
Yeah.
And so there is, I'm glad I asked.
Come to
there's a handout, which is a nice colored handout. It has all the recommended varieties that we've done for the last 10 years. And so he indicated they didn't have it. And I said, well, I have it, so I will make some copies for you. And so I'll have those here.
And
next week.
Come to the event and bring your questions with you.
Yes.
It'll give you. You don't have to rush to get them in. You have to wait till they show up. But get those questions answered, and and then you'll have more success with the. Not all of them are easy to grow for the fruits, so you gotta consider the challenges and make a decision about and make sure you got the enough irrigation and enough sun and raised beds quite often, especially for peaches and apples and things like that.
He made a comment. He said apricot. And I went, "Oh, David, don't go there. Apricots are real hard. Apricots and nectarines are real hard to grow in South Texas." So, but he said it. So I'm like, "You're on your own there, son." On that one. So he will talk about that. But there are some fruits that are harder to grow in South Texas than others, and he'll probably cover that.
Now, our other listener that came during the break, our visitor to the nursery that came during the break, he mentioned that he didn't like the figs.
Yeah.
Which was surprising because I think Mark and I had one of our favorite fruits for the San Antonio area is our figs. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, if he had limited sun, like he was talking about, although you would think with 6 hours that he might get some yield, but it may be overestimated.
I think it was a little too much vegetation for what he was getting, and he didn't want to mess around with it. So it can escape easily into a big overgrown bush if you're not careful and keep up with the pruning every year. Or
now
so.
and the fig too are pretty sensitive to the freezes, so you can have a lot of dead areas and problems. And then of course if you aren't able to irrigate them, they have trouble because they're one of the things for years we talked about that they needed mulch and they needed regular irrigation. So keep that in mind if you're growing figs. Now, if you have great deep soil, organic soil, it takes less. But in our soil, you want to do some mulching and if you can access the irrigation, it really makes a difference on fig production.
Absolutely. Well, 210-308-8867. We have James on the line. James talking about your butterfly vines.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. My butterfly vine that I planted last early summer. Okay, 2 of the 3 froze back, got burnt back last night, the tops. And the one in the middle, which was the tallest one, ironically, it shows no wear at all. That's interesting. But my question is, are these normally free?
Nope. James, you there? You're breaking up a little bit there, James.
Yeah, let me move them a little bit. Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Butterfly vine. Do they normally freeze to the ground like the coral vine, or are they more of an evergreen? The butterfly vine.
The Piscagnia. No, I don't think they'll freeze all the way to the ground, but they're not evergreen.
Not evergreen. Okay.
But they generally survive.
Yeah.
They survive. Okay.
Yeah.
So in a typical winter, so they'll freeze to the ground and resprout, similar to the coral vine?
You should have seen it. Both Calvin and I turn our heads and look towards the certified garden, because that's where we could see them on the fence. And I don't think they freeze to the ground, but they do freeze back.
Yeah.
Do freeze back. Okay, so when would I? Since two of mine have froze back the tops. When would I cut them back? Like in March to take the freeze damage?
Yeah, I'd stick with the general rule last week in February, first week in March.
March.
Yeah.
Okay. But I wasn't sure because this is my first winter with these plants, and I didn't know what to expect.
But
my dwarf cherries. I'm sorry, Mark.
No, I was just going to say it was funny because both Calvin and I turned our heads and looked towards the certified butterfly garden and looked in unison. So it was kind of funny.
Yeah, see what the butterfly vine was doing here in Milberger's.
Yeah, well, my dwarf cherry surprise, it did bite the dust. It looks really, really sad.
I didn't make a close examination this morning, but I suspect I kind of looked in general and looked like all my tomatoes and peppers were on the end of their life there.
Yeah, now, of course, the onions and the Crawford lettuce and the parsley, it didn't bother them at all, which I guess that's to be expected. But, Still got some things going. All right, I wasn't sure about the butterfly vine, so in March I'll just kind of prune them back leave everything that's green. Hopefully they won't freeze to the ground. If they do freeze to the ground, they should come back, correct? They're like a perennial?
Correct.
Yeah, but Mark is predicting that they won't freeze to the ground, but they might, half the top might freeze or mostly, and you can kind of do your pruning to kind of shape it the way you want or make it more attractive. But if we get some serious freezes, then you potentially could have it freeze to the ground.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, I bought a new weather station over the summer. My old one had some problems with it.
Oh, yeah? Which one did you buy?
Oh, God, I don't know. I'd have to go look. I had an AccuRite before. I don't know what this one is. I have to go look. But anyway, I'm kind of skeptical because this morning, right before sunup, I got up and it read 21.8 degrees, and I'm not sure it got that cold, although my bird bath is still a solid chunk of ice, so it could have been. Not sure. That seems a little much. I need to check the calibration on it.
Yeah, that seems too cold.
Yeah, but I am in a low spot down by a creek, so it gets a little cooler here. But how cold did y'all get over there, like where you're at over in the medical center, roughly? I haven't looked online. What was the temperatures in San Antonio? 28. Okay.
28, but just like you, there's some variation. And just in my yard, at the lower end of it, can be 3 or 4 degrees colder than the upper end.
Gotcha. Sometimes. Right. Okay. All right. Well, that answers my question on the vine. I just wasn't sure what to expect, but I haven't looked at my coral vine out at the road. I'm suspecting it froze back as well. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, James.
Thank you so much,
Bye-bye.
James. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Got about 10 more minutes in our show. Give us a call at 210-308-8867. I'm Alex Escobar with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson. Just a couple reminders. We have some events coming up here at Millburgers. One is going to be next Saturday hosted by David Rodriguez about fruit trees that we can be growing here. That class is from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Looking forward into February 21st, Calvin will be hosting the Potting Up Rodeo Tomatoes classes. The first one's on February 21st here at Millburgers. The first 35 people to sign up, they'll receive a potted rodeo tomato. And to sign up for that class here at Millburgers, give a call at 210-497-3760. There will also be a class the following Saturday on the 28th over at the Education Resource Center and the Medical Center. The number for that class is 210-382-4455. And the number to give us a call, any questions you may have for the show, 210-308-8867.
I think if you want to get more information, too, you can go to the Millburgers website, right?
Yes, millburgernursery.com is the website, millburgernursery.com.
I also think that it lists the location of the butterfly and milkweed classes that are scheduled in March and April. And May, New Braunfels and Floresville and, again, Millburgers and the Educational Resource Center. So if you want to take a look at those, and then we'll soon have the phone numbers available for those to call and reserve a spot, because we'll be giving attendees to those classes some milkweed plant, but we also will probably give them some stratified milkweed seeds, native milkweed seeds, or for folks that are interested, tropical milkweed seeds even. So we're trying to see if we can discover which are the easiest milkweeds to grow, which ones the butterflies like the best for laying their eggs, and which ones transplant the best. Right. That's been the issue.
That's the issue.
Yeah. And so that's why we're trying to shift trying to include the providing the seeds too. So the gardeners that attend will have a few seeds to plant right in their own garden, and now we think that's a key to helping preserve the monarch butterfly population. Is a lot of available milkweeds in our gardens in the backyard. So consider that. There'll be interesting classes, and you will get those milkweed plants. So if you want more information about the timing and the dates, to go to Millburgers website, and we'll won't be long. We will be listing those in some of the columns in the Express News and the other newspapers that we write for.
I think a preview you said next week's column or next week's article you're going to be discussing the
rodeo tomatoes. Yeah, that'll be the main topic, and we'll identify the rodeo tomato.
Unveil the title of the rodeo tomato.
And you will be surprised by
I already am.
The name and the characteristics of the rodeo tomato. And and of course, there are some of the past rodeo tomatoes are already available here at Milberger's in the greenhouse, where they're not been affected by the cold, and that's one of the issues of tomatoes right now. It's wonderful if you get your favorite variety or you get the treasured rodeo tomato, but it's too early to plant it in the garden. You've got to pot it up and protect it from the cold. Any other, Mark? Any other issues on your? What about?
I'm just looking at over the plants here we have here.
What about your? You mentioned with David.
Just to go through it all, Gardening Volunteers of South Texas are probably going to have their monthly meeting tomorrow. They usually have it on the third Monday of each month. Now, even though it's Martin Luther King Day tomorrow, they probably will still have it. And that's at the San Antonio Garden Center on Funston and New Braunfels. But what we're also mentioning is that I do some videos, the Go Gardening videos for the GVST. And we're going to film some for the new season 5. We're going to start shooting next week, Friday. One of them will be my good friend Lee Marlowe, with head naturalist at the San Antonio River Authority. We're going to be looking at some pruning. We're doing some pruning because this will air in February, and so we're going to do some early pruning of some plants. But I also want to do a video of David's and the Bexar County Master, what do you call it, AgriLife offices and off of Walters. So we want to do that. So we have lots of opportunities coming up this spring on that. Wonderful gardening activities throughout the San Antonio area.
And we can.
And that's at. I'm sorry, and finish up. That's at gardeningvolunteers.org. Look and press the Go Gardening tab. They're there for 30 days, and then they go to YouTube. So you go to YouTube and say Go Gardening video, and you'll see all the archives for the past 4 years.
And we can only hope that we get the rain that was predicted pretty confidently a few days ago, but the confidence is falling.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it was like 3 days. 3 days ago. Now it's 1 day, maybe.
Now maybe a couple of hours.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll get some rain. We certainly need it.
Absolutely.
And looks like relatively mild temperatures, although there have been a few predictions that might be close to another freeze already tonight. So we'll see. Check that out. Make sure you're ready for it.
Just be prepared.
Mm-hmm. So if you've been listening for the last couple of months, you would have heard.
Hopefully have been prepared.
Being prepared.
Yes.
Always being prepared. So you would have had your thinsulate and your old-fashioned Christmas tree lights, or your what do you call it? Workman's light?
Hmm?
What's the heat source you have? Workman's light? Is
Mechanics light.
Mechanics light.
Yeah, and you make sure you don't get the lead. Get the old-fashioned bulbs that produce the heat. And they work pretty slick. You just use extension cord, and
doesn't matter if it's red or blue or green.
Just not LED lights.
That's not LED.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again for another edition of Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. We'll see you next weekend.